It's one of the biggest Senate races in the country and one of the most expensive. The contest for Pennsylvania's U.S. Senate seat has been contentious, with major party candidates exchanging blows and lobbing criticisms in advertisements. Now it's almost time for the people to decide. Republican Senate nominee Dave McCormick and Pennsylvania U.S. Senator Bob Casey have not held back during their Senate campaigns. We're hearing from each of them one final time before Election Day. As millions of Americans struggle to make ends meet, addressing inflation remains top of mind for both candidates.
We got to have a pro-growth economy that is able to pay down the debt and also is based on reducing regulations, which are standing in the way of business growth. And then we got to unlock energy.
We've got to put pressure on companies so that when they go into their boardroom and say, let's jack up the price of, cereal or Coca-Cola or toilet paper, let's just jack it up beyond their cost, that they think twice about it.
Though the two stand on opposite sides of the political spectrum, there are some overlaps in the way they intend to relieve the burden on American families.
I'd probably triple the child tax credit. I'd put a daycare tax exemption for probably up to $10,000. I'd have a tax exemption for fertility treatment, IVF.
Give them a real middle-class tax cut, not $500, but a couple $1,000 at least, and provide a generous child tax credit so people have resources in their pocket.
Both love talking taxes, but have different views on how our money should be used.
When I voted for the American Rescue legislation, I knew that cities like Lancaster, but even small rural towns or townships and boroughs needed money.
Democrats and Republicans alike have been spending too much money for 20 years, but it's been like a hockey stick under Biden, Harris, and I say Casey because Casey voted 100% for all those spending bills.
Each candidate intends to address the situation at the U.S. southern border with Mexico, both speaking on the flow of illicit drugs and migrants.
My opponent talks all the time about border security and stopping fentanyl, and then you say to them, why didn't you support the bill?
The Langford bill was not a border security bill. It was an expediting of amnesty bill.
Both believe they're the man for the job.
I'm going to be on the side of folks that are going to work every day and trying to make ends meet. He's going to be a candidate who's already told people his plan is to go to the Senate and vote for the big tax cuts for corporations and billionaires.
This guy is out of touch with Pennsylvania. We need change, and if I'm honored and fortunate enough to be elected, I'll be the person that brings change to Pennsylvania and to Washington, and Bob Casey's not done that.
At one point earlier this year, polling showed Casey had a 10-point lead in this race, but that margin has been steadily shrinking. Voters will have the final say on Tuesday.